Is doing what
is
happens when you
brakes.
step on your brakes. Okay.
See that little gap there
Uh-huh.
between the brake pad and the brake drum?
Yep.
I have that because I released the spring brake. That squeezed the spring brakes in the brake chamber. Now it'll move. Now it's ready for me to step on my brakes. When you step on your brake pedal, air goes in. Here's your service line
Okay.
to the service side of the brake chamber. That's the emergency line to the emergency side. This is the one that squeezes the spring that Rembrandt drew for you in there. When air goes through your service line, when you're stepping on your brake pedal, it goes into the service side here of your brake chamber. That's where that air pressure pushes on the pancake. Pancake is attached to the push rod, and as that air pressure builds up, it pushes out the push rod. So air goes into my brake chamber, pushes out the push rod, which moves the slack adjuster.
Uh-huh.
As the slack adjuster moves, it's attached to the camshaft. Watch how the camshaft turns.
Yes.
See? At the end of the camshaft is the S-cam. As the camshaft moves, it pushes the S-cam against these two little guys right here. See?
Uh-huh.
Those are the cam rollers. As the S-cam pushes on those cam rollers, that's what spreads. Here's my brake shoe right here.
Uh-huh.
There's my brake pad. The cam rollers spread my brake shoe and brake pads, push them against the brake drum. Watch. See?
Yep.
See?
Uh-huh.
That's how your brakes work. I'm just doing it
And
manually.
my spring.
That is your return spring right there. So watch how it stretches. See?
Yep.
So when my brakes are applied, that's stretched. When I take my foot off of the brake pedal, air has to leave the brake chamber. If air doesn't leave it, my brakes are locked up. So air leaves the brake chamber, and because the return spring is stretched, the return spring wants to come back to where it started from. So everything returns with the help of the return spring, waiting for me to step on my brakes again, which puts air into the brake chamber, the service side, pushes out the push rod, moves my slack adjuster, turns the camshaft, pushes the S-cam against the cam rollers, spreads the shoes and the pads against the drum. That's where I get friction. That's how it stops me. And when I take my foot off, air's got to leave the brake chamber, and the return spring helps everything return where it started from.
Okay.
This ain't rocket science. Remember, I'd be listening for would be leaks. Common sense.
Uh-huh.
Another thing I want to look for is I want to see any damage on the brake chamber. It might be damaged and not leaking right now, but 50 miles down the road, it could develop into a leak. So I'm listening for leaks, no damage to the brake chambers, and they need to be mounted to the
Axle.
Yeah, that's it. My slack adjuster, all I check it for is no more than how much
One
One
just
inch.
one.
How do I do that? Well, I just put myself in gear, shut my truck off, and I release my spring brakes. Now I can come back and pull on the push rod and check for no more than an inch of free play.
Oh.
When I'm looking at the brake shoes, the brake pads, and the brake drums, the first thing I want to see when I'm looking at them, what's my two magic words?
No damage
And?
not dirty. No oil, no
Clean.
grease, clean.
Clean. I don't get into no grease, no oil. Does
Okay.
that mean that mud is okay? How about snow? How about dog shit? How
Yeah.
about,
Okay, I got it.
I don't want anything that would cause me to lose friction, which means I might not have brakes. So I just tell him, brake shoes, brake pads, brake drums, they should be clean. They shouldn't be damaged. I wouldn't want to see this warped, twisted. I wouldn't want to see it dented. I wouldn't want
Yeah.
to see a big crack on there. I don't want anything that could cause me to be unsafe on the road. Once I've mentioned all three should be clean, no damage, now I tell him my brake pad has got to be at least
1/4
of
inch.
right. And then I look at the brake drum itself. And
Should
it
not be thin.
Right. Because if my pad is too thin or the brake drum is too thin, I have too much gap here.
Mhm.
And when I step on my brakes, they won't touch. And I won't have brakes there. Understand?
Yep.
That's how your brakes work. And those, if he says, what's the most important parts of your brake system? You name them, and then you share knowledge. If he wants to listen, he will. This is what I check him for. And if Bob doesn't want to hear it, he'll say, well, I'm not worried about that. I just wanted you to name it. But I'm always offering more information.
So these are my U-bolts.
Yep, these are the U-bolts.
These are my leaf spring.
Okay, all right,
That's
what's
my
this right here?
saddle.
That's your saddle. What's this?
my axle.
What is this thing here?
That's my
underneath?
anchor plate.
That's your anchor plate. And what's that thing right there that's
My-
in the middle hanger?
My balance equalizer.
That's your balance equalizer. What's this here?
That's my torque rod. No,
The
my
other one.
torque bar.
That's the torque bar.
Oh,
That's the rod. That's the torque rod because it's round, like a rod.
oh,
Get it?
torque rod and torque bar.
Yeah. The
Okay.
rod is adjustable. It's threaded on both ends. Bob won't ask you this, but torque rod is what they use if they're going to align your tires.
Okay.
The torque bar keeps these always straight. If they're out of whack, they can adjust these to match this one by using the torque rod.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's adjustable.
Okay.
And then that bar that's in between the two hangers there, what's that called?
My sway bar.
Two sway bars. You can call it a stabilizer bar because it stabilizes the hangers, make sure they can't move. You can call it a separation bar because it separates your hangers. It doesn't let them move. Sway bar. Why? Because it doesn't let my hangers sway.
Okay.
This isn't rocket science, okay? And the balance equalizer, see how the leaf springs go into it?
Yeah.
They do the same thing on the other side. And it pivots. See that big nut there?
Yeah.
Oh, that balance equalizer moves like this as you're going down the road. All it does is what its name says. It takes all this weight and balances and equalizes it on your two suspensions. See up there, if you look, you can see more U-bolts,
Yeah.
saddles, leaf springs, another axle, anchor plates, torque rod over there, torque bar, another sway bar. These are identical suspension systems.
Okay.
And that balance equalizer balances and
Both of them.
equalizes all this weight, so I don't get too much weight on one or the other. Get it?
Yep.
So as you drive down the road, it moves like this, like a seesaw, teeter-totter a little bit. That's what the balance equalizer does.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Now, did you record all that?
Yeah,
All
all
right.
recording.
We're